I was really looking forward to Lil Abner because I really like the cartoons and I thought this would be quite fun. It's a live action film and it's not good for multiple reasons. I did learn when watching this or after watching this. There is also a 1959 Little Abner. I might check that one out at some point, but the 1941 really isn't great. This is directed by Albert S. Rogel, written by Charles Kerr and Tyler Johnson, based, of course, on the Lil Abner comic strip by Al Capp. And we have a cast including Jeff York as Lil Abner. We also have Martha O'Driscoll, Mona Ray, Johnnie Morris, Buster Keaton, and various others. And I will say the performances were good. And in general, visually it's okay. The characters are likable, but the narrative is just so dull. It sounded interesting. Lil Abner thinks that he's going to die, and he agrees to marry both Daisy May and Wendy Wilecat. What will the outcome be? Is he actually going to die? I'm not going to say, of course, but as a concept, I didn't hate it. I thought it could have been quite amusing. I thought it could have given us a lot of opportunities for comedy. It's not funny. It really isn't. And it takes place around the Sadie Hawkins Day race, which makes perfect sense. And it took probably about the first half of the film to really feel like these were Lil Abner characters. It could have just been any random characters. I wasn't really feeling like I was watching an adaptation of Lil Abner. So that really didn't work very well. They did make an effort to make some of the characters look like Lil Abner characters. Not that that was enough to save the film, but the effort is appreciated. And it's just really slow. And there are two ways of looking at it. Did I enjoy it as somebody who's watched a lot of Lil Abner cartoons? I've never read the comic strip, but I've watched a lot of the cartoons. And had I never seen Lil Abner, would it have been enjoyable? And honestly, the answer to those questions are both no. If you're a Lil Abner fan, I don't think you'll find it to be very satisfying. The second half feels a little bit more like Lil Abner, but it's still not good enough. And if you're new to Lil Abner, I feel like it's only existing for the novelty, to bring the comic strip into live action. So the actual story itself is very weak. The characters are not that interesting. So if you're not a Lil Abner fan or you've never heard of Lil Abner, I don't think it has anything to offer at all. The performances are fine. The characters are likable. They just don't necessarily always feel like Lil Abner characters. And in general, it's just not a good film. It didn't work very well. Didn't like it as somebody who's seen Lil Abner cartoons. And I don't think it would have been a good experience had I never heard of Lil Abner. So I don't really think there's an audience for this film. But let me know what you think of it if you do decide to watch it. As I said, there is a 1959 musical version of Lil Abner, and I will be watching that as soon as possible because I'm willing to give that one a go. This one though is not good, and needless to say, I don't recommend it. But if you are a Lil Abner fan, I do kind of want to know what you think of it. So I don't recommend it, but I also encourage you to watch it for selfish reasons because I want to know what you think. So check it out if you're curious. Otherwise, it's definitely not worth it.